Hey, 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 you beautiful twin flames. Some of you are being very naughty, and Harry's here to tell you that you've been naughty because he's been whispering in my ear, and he said a little birdie told me. Can we say it on camera? I don't think we can say it on camera, can we? Some of you have been looking up naughty things on the internet. Was I allowed to say that? I wasn't allowed to say that. Some of you have been sliding DMs into the DMs. Was I allowed to say that? And Harry wants to give you a telepathic message this morning. So you ready? He says, focus on my eye. Focus on my eye. Ready? Okay. I didn't get that one today, so let's see what it is. Okay. Really? Is that what it is? You need to eat tacos for every meal. I don't think that's very good health advice, you know. This channel is for entertainment purposes only, Harry. And he's going to go slide into Charlotte's DMs by the looks of it. Welcome today. These earrings are very annoying. Anyway, I wanted to say a big hello, and I'm sorry for yesterday. We only had a quickie, so today it's going to be longer than the quickie. Depends on how well behaved you are as to how long we stay here. Some of you are letting stress get on top of you. All right. So for 2 whole minutes, first of all, pause the video. Get yourself a cuppa if you haven't done that already. Okay, because mine is way too hot to even be drinking right now. I tried not to go bleh as I took a sip, but I want you to relax for a minute. Pause me if you need to. Get in a comfortable chair, because for 2 whole minutes out of your day, we're going to relax you. I'm going to teach you how to relax, all right? Because some of you are freaking out a little bit, okay? And I don't like it because I can pick it up because I'm empathic, all right? So get comfy. I'm getting the cards ready because we're going to do a reading. All right, so sit comfortably. You know, you can get into your living room chair or, you know, wherever you feel comfortable. All right, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some deep belly breathing. Okay, so I want you to imagine in between your legs, in between your groin, we're going to breathe the air up through there and out through the heart chakra. Okay, we're going to do it together. We're going to do it for 2 minutes. So you can close your eyes. Okay, take a deep breath now. And out. Coming up. And out. Nice and slow. Up. And out. If you need to have a cough or do that, that means we're getting rid of the stuck energy. So again, we're going to go in, out, in, out, in, out. Now keep going with your breathing. I can feel your stuck energy coming out. I want you to now do it for a little bit longer as you breathe in. I want you to breathe in for a count of 5. I'm getting rid of some of your stuck energy as I cough it out. Okay, so we're going to breathe in now for 5, a quick 5 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if you want to keep going for 3 more minutes, pause me and do that. Wow, that's really working. Good. I can feel it working in all of you who are doing that. For those of you who aren't doing that, rewind the video and start again, or maybe you don't need to. Some of you don't need to. Harry needs to. Harry needs to. He's been very cheeky this week. Very cheeky indeed. Sliding into the DMs, you know. The DMs, sliding into the DMs. Okay, so today, what am I even doing? What am I doing? I don't know. I think it's Secrets of Divine Masculine. I think we need to know. Now that we feel a little less stressed, let's delve in and see what he secretly doesn't want us to know. Harry, be quiet. If you're a Divine Masculine watching my channel, sorry. We're going to find out all about you. Whether you like it or not. But of course, twin flames love each other unconditionally, and so it's gonna be fine. Unless you're doing something really naughty, and then why would you want to do that? That's not good. All right. Whoa. All right. He doesn't want us to know, Divine Feminine. He's like, I will throw those cards out of your window. Do not delve into my mind without my permission. That's kind of how it feels sometimes, like you're delving, you know. It's like you've gone to Burger King, you know, which I think is what most of you would call it. In Australia, it's called Hungry Jack's. It's like you go into the burger place. Some of you are still releasing this stuck energy, which is good. You go into the burger place and, you know, you open the burger up and see what you don't like and you pick it out. And that's kind of how Divine Feminine can be. You know, she kind of wants to pick out the bits she doesn't like in Divine Masculine. But of course, he has to do that for himself, which is funny. Alrighty. Wow. Some of you have got a cold or allergies I'm picking up on. Stop giving them to me, can you? I am joking, of course. I'm not joking about the allergies and the colds, but I know you can't help but give them to me. Alrighty. The other thing I keep smelling all morning is wet dog. Or dog in general. Just dog. Some of you might have a dog that sleeps nearby or is the love of your life. Wow, Divine Masculine wanting to speak now. His soul is allowing me to dish the dirt or spill the tea, as you might say. I quickly wanted to just mention something before I start this, though. I think it's important that you understand that some Divine Masculines are still in distorted energies. So you could say a Divine Masculine who's not awakened is distorted to some degree because he's still in that third dimensional consciousness, and a Divine Masculine would be awakened and mostly in fifth dimensional consciousness, if not above that. Okay, so I'm not talking about places. I'm not talking about the 3D and the 5D and the, you know, I'm not saying that we go to different spaceships to different realms or anything crazy like that. I'm saying, you know, someone with a third dimensional consciousness will be living, I guess you could say, in the matrix, right? So they'd be, you know, going to work, having third dimensional relationships with people, you know, maybe there's not much love there, player kind of energy, in their ego a lot, perhaps angry a lot, using things outside of themselves to cope, whether that's drugs, alcohol, or, you know, porn. I'm not saying that porn's bad, but, you know, over excessive use of anything is not good for the soul. So someone who is awakened in fifth dimensional consciousness and above will be considerate, will be kind, will be showing you that they love you more often than not, will understand that their actions have consequences, will understand that if they speak rudely to someone, that it may have a ripple effect and hurt them. You know, there will be no friends with benefits. There would be no player energy. It would be a nurturing, loving, beautiful energy. And some of you have divine masculines like this because the Emperor is here showing up. This is someone very wise, very old in soul. You know, you might say an old soul. Hopefully your divine masculine doesn't look like that though. This guy clearly has bad lighting at his place. But we love him anyway. Well, I hope he didn't take offense to that. Okay. My cards have feelings, you know. I have to pander to their ego sometimes. Alrighty, so some of you have very awakened divine masculines, and within that awakenedness is my new word for the day, right? They feel and think about, remember the swords represent the mind, they think about what's going on in the world. On the roses here, on the bedspread here, are the roses representing this loving, nurturing feeling of how they know people should be feeling in this world. And of course, we all know that the world's gone batshit crazy right now. And we all know that what's going on is not very loving, not very nurturing, not very twin flame related, is it? And so for those of you with divine awakened masculines, they're trying to think how they can help the world. You know, someone who is in a fifth dimensional consciousness and above will not be looking to help themselves all the time. They will look to give to charity. They will look to give to others. They will say to their neighbor, hey, do you want to borrow my 9-inch, I don't know, screwdriver? That's weird, but you know what I mean? They might say, hey neighbor, on Sundays and Wednesdays, I like to sunbathe nude, so I suggest you don't go into your garden on those days. And that would be a very, very awakened way of treating other people, because at least you're giving them warning then, you see. So for those of you with a divine awakened masculine, he is here and he's kind of, as we say in Australia, taking the piss a little bit about, he's trying to have fun and be kind and considerate despite despite the world situation. He's still trying to show his love. He's still trying to show his compassion. He's still trying to be kind. He's still trying to be a change in the world that we need to see, even though it really bothers him what's going on. It really burdens him what's going on. Because we are all one. We are a collective consciousness. And if you're on the twin flame journey, you know, there's usually a wave of collectiveness that we feel. You know, a consciousness, not a collectiveness. Oh my gosh. A collective consciousness that we feel together, which is why some of you say, OMG, you're talking to me, because you're on the same journey as me, but you just live in a different place and you're in a different body. You know what I mean? Okay, so there's been some planning here by this awakened divine masculine, because he's been enlightened to the love he shares with you. Wow. And there's those 8 penises that just love popping by. I don't know. We need 8 condoms for those, don't we? Remember in the reading yesterday, divine masculine was, you know, some of them are thinking about having little bubbies with you. Remember if you've had kids already, how many times do they cry in the night? Don't forget the interrupted sleep and the dirty nappies. Just remember. Unless you can afford a maid, which would be nice, wouldn't it? You know, you do the day shift and the maid does the night shift. That'd be sweet. So anyway, if getting back to the reading, if your divine masculine is a beautiful awakened soul, he will be speaking his truth, have tamed his ego, and longing for the nurturing with you. He'll probably be messaging you soon if he hasn't already, or maybe you're messaging each other quite regularly. But he sees you as a mother, a sister, a brother, a friend, a cousin, a beautiful, all of those. You know what I mean? It's like my divine feminine is all of those things to me, is everything to me, everything that I could have ever wanted. My dream come true. Now, for those of you with distorted divine masculines, Harry's looking them in the eye and giving them the eye, not that naughty eye, but you know, he's saying, "Hey kiddo, stop it." Right? He's helping me out today. That's good. They're being greedy, these distorted ones, at the minute. They are also perhaps being deceptive to you, divine feminine. You know, maybe sliding into your DMs and then sliding back out, sliding in, sliding out, sliding in, sliding out. And we don't like that slippery dip sliding thing, because it causes confusion. Some of them may say they're going to leave or have nothing to do with their karmic partner, but then they are. Or perhaps it's an ex as well for some of you. That is just a message for a small few of you who are dealing with distorted divine masculines who are kind of playing the field a little bit. That's not a fun energy at all. For the rest of you who you don't feel like you're being sort of duped in that way with, you know, like you're there and there's a shape happening here, you know, a triangle or a hexagon or a rectangle, you know, third party kind of thing. And remember, the third party woman can be a boss or a co-worker or an ex or a married partner. It just depends on your situation, right? But for the rest of you, your DM is coming into this warmth feeling of thinking about, gee, I could perhaps move in with her. I could perhaps, again, have a baby with her. I could perhaps build a future with her. Here's that funny looking emperor with his wisdom, right? Using his wisdom to see into the future, to see that she's my Queen of Cups, Queen of Love, right? He perhaps wasn't holding on to this idea in the recent past, but because Divine Feminine has done so much unconditionally loving gestures, unconditionally loving behaviors, has been true to herself, he goes, wow, she makes me feel not off balance. She makes me feel like I have got self-esteem. She makes me feel like I could possibly tame my ego, if there's some of it left with the lion here. We've all got a little bit of ego, right? We have to, ow, slap it. Harry slaps my ego and I slap his. And Charlotte just laughs at us both. But, you know, Charlotte is still making tacos, so she's kind of really annoyed. We all have to tame our ego. It is a work in progress. It is something that we need to work on every day. And he's kind of like, you know, with her, I can let everything go. I don't have to have a mask on. I can commit to her, perhaps. Some of you may find out when you talk in the DMs with your DM, talking in the DMs with your DM, you may sneakily find out, he may let it slide, that he thinks you are someone he could marry, right? Someone he wants to give. Let me find the right card for this. Where's the card? Someone he wants to marry. Of course it's going to be the last card, but you have to see it because it's so important. Someone he wants to give his off-white coloured horse to, right? And of course this divine masculine loves his horse because his horse is his foundation. His horse is that thing that sits underneath his penis. So it's extremely important, because if the horse moves the wrong way or does anything silly, there's going to be, the crown jewels are going to get involved. So if he's wanting to give you his horse, you know, there's, I don't know what movie it is, but there's a guy and he says, my kingdom for a horse. All right, that's how much he loves his horse. And so his horse is a metaphor for his foundation, for his root chakra space, which is where the energy and the power sits in the divine masculine. And of course, up near the root chakra there is the sacral, and that's where the sex chakra is, let's say, okay? And if he's giving you the power to be in control of the root and the sacral here, that's kind of nearly more important than having his heart, because men feel loved and empowered through sex. So if they're willing to give you their horse, right? If they're willing to give you their foundation, they trust you enough to allow you in, okay, to that very vulnerable space. Like on a deer, you know, or an animal, a wild animal, you know, their most vulnerable space is their underbelly, And it's kind of a little bit like that for a masculine too. So, you know, if they're being a bit yucky and sending you, you know, dick pics and stuff in a yucky kind of way, then that's kind of more of a player energy. But if they're being nurturing, wanting to make love to you, being passionate, just be aware that divine masculine loves through his root and sacral chakras, and that trickles into the heart space, especially if he's awakened, because his soul, of course, is connected to his heart space. And divine feminine, when you're out of your ego, you're always in your heart space. Okay, so when you get rid of your ego and you're into your heart space, you can be this loving, beautiful, nurturing, lovely energy that he needs. And you can be sexy too. Just don't do your makeup like this Queen of Cups though, because she may need to go on YouTube and just go and learn a little bit more, unless she's going to a Halloween party. This is I don't know if you've seen this Queen of Cups before, if you've watched my readings before, but this is the funniest Queen of Cups I've ever seen. And of course this deck, I can't tell you where I got it from, because it kind of came in a long time ago in a plastic wrap. And I don't even think the artist wants to be named. Because let me just find one more funny one before I go, because it is funny, isn't it? All right. Okay. I have no idea what that is. Let me find a really funny one before I go. Or you can go. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Look at this. Divine masculine, ready to put the crown on. The crown jewels. No, the crown on divine feminine's head. Okay. But he looks more like a tennis player who just won the cup. Crikey. That's what we say. Crikey. And this divine feminine, she's a little bit too hot right now. Look. Oh dear. Oh dear. That actually looks like a sex position from one of those, what's that book called, where they have all the sex positions? Maybe one of the DFs can DM me and tell me in the comments section. Oh wow, sliding into the DMs. Okay, maybe I should call this reading sliding into the DMs. Maybe I will. I love you all very much. Very much, very much. I will have serious videos too. But today, me and Harry wanted to have some fun. Mwah. If you haven't left a comment, leave a comment. Mwah. If you haven't contacted us for, I don't know, whatever you need, do that. Look, Harry's being very silly today. And if you don't know that you are loved, I'm telling you, you are loved and beautiful and perfect in every way, even though you still might need to do my Ascension course just to get rid of your ego completely. And I'm sending you love, peace, light, rainbows, virtual chocolate, and tea, and tacos that Charlotte has to cook every single day. Don't eat tacos breakfast, lunch and dinner. I don't think it's good for your health, even though Harry would tell you differently. All right, I even don't know where I put my other cup. Do the deep belly breathing exercises and contact me if you need me. I'm right here for you, and I love you all so much. See you later, alligators. Bye. In a wild crocodile. Bye.